Ooh, RSS just put out an updated F4. I wonder what the Potato Nation Discord thinks of this. Hey, Aiden! I know you think you're the best at Formula 4, but brother, you have not seen the likes of me! When Simi puts together a series for this car, by God, I'm gonna be there and I'm gonna rip that crown right out of your hands! And you better be there when I do it, or otherwise, let everyone know about the coward that you are! This is my third take trying to do this bit, and my throat is starting to hurt like a Oh, yeah, I need some water. Welcome back to the Fast Track. This week, we're at a track that is, in my opinion, far more technical than what we've covered so far in this series. Get ready as we begin to cover the Algarve International Circuit, or as it's better known as Portimao. This track is the brainchild of one Paulo Pinheiro, who oversaw the design, construction, and eventual opening of the track in 2008, with the ambition of making it the site of a resurrected Portuguese Grand Prix, after it was dropped from the Formula 1 schedule in 1998 due to delays in upgrading the aging Estoril circuit to meet with then modern safety standards. But despite then FIA President Max Mosley giving his blessing in 2009, probably the worst time for him to give a blessing anything relating to F1 if you ask me, it would take until the COVID-19 pandemic causing a ton of other Grand Prix to be cancelled for this track to finally reach the global spotlight and host the Portuguese Grand Prix for 2020 and 2021. But while that statement is true for racing, there is one other thing that this circuit is well known for. That being that it hosted a segment for the first episode of the Grand Tour in 2016, where the holy trinity of the Porsche 918, McLaren P1, and Ferrari LaFerrari squared off in the battle for ultimate supremacy. Myself personally, making the setup and recording for this video was my first experience driving this track, and I gotta say, I like it. The undulation combined with how fast some of these complexes are really helped to create a unique challenge for anyone who drives it. And to better understand what you'll be facing, we have to get into this week's Hotlap. Turn 1 is a fast sweeper that cannot be taken flat, at least in these cars. Brake just before the 50 board on the left, downshift to third, and pin it as soon as you're past the apex curb. Take it flat for 2, and brake for 3 as soon as the runoff area on the right turns into grass. Come back over to the right on exit and get as close to the inside of 4 as possible while holding it as flat as you can. If you need to lift here, then so be it. Turn 5 has you braking downhill, so watch out for locking the fronts. After that, 6 is flat, 7 is taken with a small lift before taking the uphill turn 8 in second gear, getting on the throttle late. Turn 9 is yet another flat corner leading into the turn 10-11 complex. Use the Marshall post on the left as a reference to feather the brakes into second gear, keeping as far left as possible before taking a late apex and easing back on the throttle on exit. 12 is flat once more, leading into the uphill left of 13. Use the painted white line on the right as your reference and turn in late. Get your car over to the left immediately afterwards for 14, doing everything you can to rotate the car and get it to hook up through the downhill right. When you feel the front of the car grip up, get on the power immediately and hold it flat through turn 15 and the rest of the lap. An important thing to get right this week with regards to the setup is the wheel rates of each wheel, because if your wheels are sprung too stiff, depending on how bumpy or inclined the braking zone is, the more likely the wheel is going to deflect that energy back into the ground, causing wheel hop and eventual brake lockup. Spring your wheels too soft, and your car will end up feeling sloppy and unresponsive, especially over said bumps and inclinations. Another thing to keep in mind this week is how sensitive the car is to changes in downforce. If your car's front end starts to bottom out mid-corner, you'll either find yourself in trouble or bleeding time like nothing else. Also, do be careful about how you take some of the curbs around here, because even though they may look like they're low curbs, most of them will high center your car and ruin your lap if you go too far over them. And one final note while I show you the race distance and fuel calculations for this week, this track is also incredibly abrasive on tires, so you may want to opt for harder compounds this week, but take note of how much grip you lose as a result of running them, as well as the differences in operating temperature. And just like that, we're halfway done with the series. Tune in next week when we go to Barcelona, where I'll continue to hype up my challenge to aided Millward despite the fact that there won't be another Formula 4 series for at least another year. But until then, good luck, like and subscribe for more, and thanks for watching.